Her out today. Stormy, come here. Come say hello. Oh, she got a pee pee. Stormy, come here, baby. Come say hello, babe. Come say hello. This is my Rottweiler. She's got a little limp going on today still. So good morning, everybody. I'm thinking that she has a UTI or something right now. So if you notice, she's been peeing a lot lately. She's trying to lean on me the best way she can. I know. What's your matter, sweetie? This is my Connie Corso over here. His name is Rain. He's a 4-year-old. Oh, what am I saying? He's 2 years old. He'll be 3 in November. No. 3 in September. She'll be 5. Oh my gosh, I'm getting my years mixed up. She'll be 4. Is that right? 4 or 5 in November. Jeez, I'm getting my years mixed up. She's gonna be 4, 5. She's gonna be 5. Sorry, guys. She's gonna be 5 in November. So he's the baby, and he's already had his exercise this morning, which is his necessary requirements for a normal life. That is he gets really, really active. Um, People look at these big dogs and they assume that they don't need a lot of exercise, or they just want to just bite tires and stuff like that. But this guy could use cardio. Both of them actually really need a little cardio. Unfortunately, the Rottweiler's not in great condition right now to be running long distances. So we just do the best that we can with like short things around the house, just enough to get her heart rate up, but not enough to hurt herself. So we were still debating about getting her surgery for her little ACL tear, but if she's 5 years old and her life expectancy is between 8 to 10 years, you want to be kind of careful with like what do the quality of life for a dog like this when they're that old. Hey, what's going on, Thorsten Stein? Good morning. So very, very careful when we make decisions for her at this age. She's not elderly or anything like that, but look at that, she side-eyed me like, you call me elderly? She looked at me again. You're not old. You're like me, middle age. Yeah, middle age. The Dinkai Calamari, good morning. TBH Icy, good morning. Edward Mismas, good morning. Crazy Dog Dale, good morning. Trevin House Mike, good morning. Willie Brewer, what's up? What's going on? This cookie has to run. Doggy, yes. Thank you very much. They are my favorite dogs. Of course, I'm biased. They're my dogs. Thank you so much, Willie. I appreciate it. I love them too. They are they make life very, very spicy and interesting in a good way. Michaela, I'm not entirely sure. I read your comment. It took me a second to kind of digest everything because I'm not familiar with hotspots. I'm not sure exactly what that is. I definitely, um, if your vet knows what they're doing, definitely take a listen to what they're saying. If you feel any like concern for that, then I would advise you to get a second opinion because sometimes a different doctor may have a different perspective. So that would be my best guess. I've never dealt with that with my dogs. Could it be some skin infection, like a fungal thing that's causing the hair loss? Could it be a dietary thing? Is there a nutritional thing that's missing? Something in the diet or something missing from the diet? Those would be the top things that I would be looking for. So definitely, I saw this on his leg here. I think these are ant bites, y'all. And just saw that while I was petting on him. But yeah, so those are the things I would be thinking about in terms of. See, there's some ants right there. Come here, buddy. You're slaying in ants. I gotta get rid of these ants today if I can. Come here, buddy. You're laying some ants. Come here. Come on. He's so tired, y'all. He doesn't even want to move. He's already had his exercise this morning. Good morning, Sunblocks. Good morning, English time. Christian Soto. They always have health problems. Yeah, so Christian, you always have to be on the lookout. Come here, buddy. You're gonna get bit by ants. Come here. I know how to get you. I'm gonna act like I'm gonna walk away. And that didn't work. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. I knew it. I knew it was gonna work. All right. Woo. See, she wants to play so bad. We've been keeping her restricted in her emotions, so that she can heal. You can't probably tell that much, but that back right leg is where she's got that ligamental tear. Call another gamer. Good morning, Ronnie Ann. Press the 3 dots in the top right corner. Then press. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So Ronnie Ann is going crazy over there. It looks like that's kind of negative stuff. Let me go back to Edward. Edward, would you mind? Would you think that they would be swimming? Yeah. So my dogs like to swim. I mean, she likes to swim. He's not a fan of swimming, but they just when it's hot outside like it is this summer, a nice little dip in the water is a great thing for them. I got something for you. Got something for you. This person's trying to sabotage my channel, talking about don't recommend this channel. You guys are just some people come on here and they're just absolutely in it for the drama, to create mess, and So sorry guys for that little interruption there. Thank you, Cam Bam says I love your puppies. Thank you so much, Victoria. How are you? I'm great. How are you? Have you been here before, Victoria Parrish? Norazine says I reported her like 7 times. I appreciate it. Yeah, because it's just not. I mean, that's not helpful. I mean, I'm not here. I'm not gonna go down that road. I'm not gonna go down that road. You guys know why I'm here. If you're familiar with the channel, you know I'm here to share my experience with these bigger dogs and all the challenges that I face with them. Some days are great and some days are not so good. So the purpose of having a live is just to kind of share those things, especially the people who are interested, because they see these big breeds like this and they're like, man, I'd love to have a big dog like that. And I'm like, well, do you know what you're getting yourself into? Because there's a lot of things you got to be cognizant of when you're dealing with big dogs like this. Kind of changes the game a little bit. Now, basic things about boundaries and exercise, training, all those things are probably true for all dogs. That especially these high energy dogs that if you don't do that, they start tearing up your house and things like that. So those things are common, but these big dogs are also they have a few more other things you got to be considerate of. This cookie has to run. Says hi. Good morning, Dubon Tron. Good morning, Infected 3D Mushroom. They are beautiful. Thank you so much. Low man, nice dogs, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Linda says I do rescue and work with wildlife. I love dogs. Well, I commend you. Thank you so much for rescuing those dogs. That's something that people kind of don't really focus a lot on. But these dogs, their quality of, I mean, they're just such innocent creatures. They didn't do anything to be here, and they come into this world of cruelty and people that don't care for them. And it's just all love, and my hat's off to people who take that seriously and try to do something about it. So thumbs up to you, for Linda, for what you do and all your hard work. Appreciate you so much. Matthew, what's going on from, that looks like Great Britain? Yes. Chris Wilson, your dog is really cute. What type? This is a Connie Corso. And my Rottweiler is somewhere around here. Where did she go? Did y'all see where she went? It's like a Dora Explorer type of show right now. Have you seen my dog? Where is she actually? I don't think I see her. She's around here somewhere, but she'll come back in a minute. Yeah, they have so much love to give. I agree with that. Are you single, Blaze? No. I got a family. Yeah, Yep, I got the whole package. Got the two kids and three dogs. Sorry, two kids, three dogs, and a wife. Let's go find this Rottweiler real quick, guys. I'm kind of concerned. Oh, there she is. She's trying to get some me time over here with her toy. Are you wanting some separation time from the pack? Okay, that's okay. We'll let you have your me time. So I am on guard right now, guys, because she's like, "Don't take my toy." I'm on guard right now because yesterday. Ooh, what is this? I think this is another ant pile. So I've got a lot of work to do today with these ants, guys, because ants will bite your dog. So if you see something like this, you might want to try to take care of them because they don't really quite know, and they'll put their nose in it or they'll put their paw in it and get bit. And I think that's what happened here earlier. I was looking at his hind legs. I think he's got bit 3 times here. These that are mosquitoes. So definitely make sure your dogs are vaccinated for heartworms and all that stuff, because your dogs are gonna, if they're outside, they're gonna probably get into something that they're not supposed to. But so yesterday, Mia asked me, do you play Steal a Brain Rot? I don't know what that is. I never on Roblox. I bet my daughter plays that, but I don't play that. Sweet, it just hurts too much when they pass. Oh, Edwin, yes. Are you talking about? Did you have a dog that passed away? Yeah, I had that happen too, and we I don't want to go down that storyline, because next thing you know, we're all gonna be in tears. But there's some lessons to learn from my experience, and that's with the whole issue with the collars. Our dogs are really, really active dogs, and here in the backyard where they're secure, they have a fence and everything, so they don't really have too much to worry about, other than what I was going to talk about in a minute. But the collars really aren't really necessary for us here. If we're out and about, for sure. But we lost a dog due to a collar accident. So we could talk about that later, but I don't want to go down that road right now, because it's like you said, it hurts. It really does hurt. And cute dog, thank you so much. Norazine says, at this point you're more of a pack than a family. You know what? And from a dog's perspective, this is exactly what we have as a pack. And they're wanting to know who's the leader of the pack, who's the alpha. Are you, as the human owner, are you gonna take that out? He's like, yeah, who is the owner? Look at him. He's like, is it you, daddy? Yeah, it's me. See, he gives me that belly, showing me that vulnerable position there. Yeah, this is the great time to give him love when he's submissive like this. Just roll over, give that boy some love. This is the time to do it. You want to encourage this type of behavior. Um, Edwin, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, we spend a lot of energy and time to try to take care of these guys. Um, I'm even, food, health, just emotional well-being, physical well-being. There's a lot to go into taking care of dogs like this. So I do encourage you, if you have a big dog like this, if you can afford it, grab some insurance, because man, I'm telling you, those vet bills they rack up. They rack up. Oh, can you get your heavy dog off? Oh, what's going on, Rapper? Rapper's got some dog laying on him. uh, So Musa Man says, I have a cat that was born with a dog's head. What? The other cats won't let him use the cat box. I'm at my wit's end now. I don't know. Is that a real thing? Or are you just messing around, Musa? Uh, so Edward, sorry, I keep calling you Edwin, but it's Edward. Edward is saying he's gotta type in caps, because he wants to be able to see what he's writing. I can dig that. You got any Dobermans? No, I don't. Yes, what about it? I have a Rottweiler, and I got a little one too inside the house. She probably won't come out today, but she looks like a Rottweiler, but she's really tiny and got a smushed face like a pug. This cookie has to run. I may have skipped it. Can you retype it real quick? How many dogs do you even own? Chris, I only have 3 of them, and I think I'm at my limit. I cannot have any more. My daughter wants me to get a cat or a corgi, and I'm like, because every time, here's the thing. some of you pops know what I'm talking about. You papas, you know what I'm talking about. Where the family wants this, they want that, they want this, and then at the end of the day, who's up doing doing stuff in the middle of the night? Now my wife is great. No, I don't want to throw my wife under the bus. She's awesome. She'll be up in the middle of the night. She'll help me out. But a lot of times, these families, these kids want things, and then all of a sudden, it's an additional responsibility for the father or mother or whatever. So just be careful what you ask for. John says my staffy owns me. Got to be careful, man. Because those dogs, once they think that they're in the driver's seat, they think that they're the boss. It comes with some problems. You know what I mean? Yeah, Chris is talking about he has cats that get on your face and wake you up. Evie loves God. I have a 70-pound mixed dog, and he's 4 years old. I'm 54 years old, and I have to take care of him long term. Not sure if I can handle it. I know, that's what I mean. Eve, your name is Eve, right? Not Evie. It's just, you've got to be careful what you ask for. Sometimes we don't have the time, energy, resources, or whatever, and then the dogs suffer. That's the main thing. You don't want your dog to suffer because of what you don't have, your lack of knowledge, of your lack of resources. So it's like planning for a child, right? You want to make sure you have the right time to plan, have a child. You want to get your dog, especially a big dog like this, at the right time for you and your family. But there is a bad but. Two pair. I'm glad nobody ate your dogs like Trump told us. Two pair, man. I'm telling you, they're eating the cats. They're eating their dogs. I could talk about that, but I think that's the wrong direction for the channel. That's the wrong direction. But I will say though, these are pets. I have people come on here all the time. I bet your dog tastes good. I'm like, why do you come on? They're just trying to get a reaction. That's all it is. People are bored. They have nothing else to do. So instead of like engaging with me on trying to help educate people on having these dogs, they rather start some drama to get a laugh or two or whatever they do. Doesn't matter. So Chris has 2 dogs and 2 cats and a fish. It says that's why I won't have another one. Yeah, exactly. Because it's like the cost, the time commitment, and every time you go on vacation, you got to make arrangements, right? These dogs can stay. Here's a dog. Here's a dog barking, so he's gonna go check it out. Every time you go on vacation, the dogs really can't stay at home by themselves for too long. I trust my dogs for about 8 hours or so. They're old enough now that they can be at home for about 8 to 10 hours. I'd say that's probably maximum. And the reason why I say that is because they have a doggy door. They can come out and pee and poop as much as they want throughout the day and throughout the night. And they'll never run out of water because they have a water fountain over here that's connected to the hose, so they'll never run out of water. The food is the main thing. Someone has to feed them, and but when they're puppies, we wouldn't, leave them alone more than like 3 or 4 hours or so. Uh, there's a number too. There's a rule that you can go by months to convert the months to minutes or hours that they can be alone. And I forgot the equation, but we can look that up later. Tristan says, I think pits are the smartest dogs, to be honest. They are very intelligent. So is it Connie Corso. Dexterity 85. Wesley got one that fits your lifestyle. Get ones that fit your lifestyle. Every breed is different. Some more active than others. 100% dexterity? Is dexterity 85? Yeah, that's 100% correct of a comment there. You definitely want to fit a dog that fits your lifestyle. If you have a high-strung dog and you're couch potato and you're not coming up with ways, and there's ways to do it. So let me not be 100% critical because there are ways to do it. You have to do the education part though. So like say for instance, this guy in the mornings, if I have to be at work kind of early and I can't give him a long run, what I do is I've trained him to run on the treadmill. So only thing I have to do is sit there. I can kind of start looking at emails on my phone, whatever. He gets his workout in, and then he only does about a mile at most. Just enough to get his heart rate up and get a lot of that high energy out of him so he doesn't just start digging holes and tearing up things. And, so it's not a lot of exertion on your part as a human being. We should all be getting our own exercise. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but there's ways to mitigate if you're, but you got to be aware, right? I think that's your point, is you got to understand that there is a requirement to for this dog to, because it's a working dog, to burn energy, burn calories. So, oh, gee, people say that dogs are a man's best friend. They're different because any of my friends poop on my floor. They're not my besties. How much land do you even own? So, Norazine, I have 1 full acre, and just enough for them to be able to run around and tire themselves out. I think if you have these big dogs, it's probably a good thing to do if you can swing it. I wouldn't recommend being in too small of a place, like a small apartment or whatever, but get you a little bit of land. There's always parks that you can always take your dogs to, walk them on the street. There's ways to get around it, but I'm just saying, whenever they're by themselves and they have a burst of energy, they can come out and do like a whole lap around the property, and they love it. They absolutely love it. It's a luxury, I admit. Us Americans in our luxury. What does your dog do as a job? They protect. So if you look, see how he's positioned right here? His face is towards that gate. There's another gate over there. Okay, so he's on duty right now, guarding his property. He knows that there's nothing back here. There's no gates. There's nobody that lives back here. So there's no possible way anybody can come through that direction. So he's in position to make sure that nobody comes through. So they're working, whether you believe it or not. These dogs are that's their instinct, is to guard their own space. I love Labradors. Me too. Stiletto or stiletto. Sorry, the stiletto. I've got to get my English correct. Does that answer your question? No, Razine. Nasir. Also, what's the name of your third dog? So Missy is the little one. I've got a video that I wrote a song. I wrote songs for all my dogs, and I got this whole song called Missy, and so her name is Missi because we got her while we were in Mississippi. And Missy Elliott. I'm from grew up in the '90s. So Missy Elliott is one of my go-to every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So I took a little sample from her music, and I created a little a Missy song. So I always think of it's not that great. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not saying it's like some sort of award-winning song. Nothing that you really should buy. But if you're curious about my dog's name, go look at my Missy video. And I got her walking and doing that. Yeah. I've always had Goldens. Goldens are cool dogs. How much money a month in food costs? Hanging and banging. Hanging and banging. I'm telling you, man, I don't even look at the dollar anymore. I just budget for whatever they need. And it varies, right? Because at one time we were getting these big bags that last about a month and a half, and they were $90 a bag per dog. So it was expensive. So then we cooled back and bought a cheaper brand. And we've even played around with raw diets and stuff like that. You can get the cost down if you use local butchers, if they have like the parts that they don't want to sell that's still good and edible, fresh. You can kind of get that for free. They ask you to be patrons of their business, but there's ways to get the cost down. So it's very, very, very variable. Just budget for a maximal budget though, because these guys don't stop eating every day. They want that money. They want that money in food. Yes, you can, Ditto Ditto. Here you go. Ditto Ditto wants to pet a doggy. Over 1,000 for my dogs. Woo! That's an expense. Is that per month? I mean, you can do that. I mean, it depends on Ainsley brace it all. It all depends on what you're feeding them, right? Because you can get some of these Scandinavian, freshly made, blah blah, cost you tons of money. A lot of those people market to like these little tiny dogs because they don't need that much. But you start feeding a big dog like this, man, they need like 2 or 3 cups of food at a time. That starts adding up. Picky eaters, yeah, sometimes they are. I mean, I would say he's the pickiest eater out of all the dogs. Really, he's the most picky. We tried to give him a little hot dog the other day, like a little hot dog, and he debated over and over whether he should eat that hot dog or not. And so he finally ate it, but it took him a good solid 3 4 minutes before he decided that was of his liking. They're very well behaved. We work at it, Edward. We work hard at trying to create well behaved dogs, but we're not always successful. I guess she has to go poop or something. She's at the top of the property. You see her over there. So usually they go out there to go do their business. So, oh, I was about to tell y'all about where yes, I knew she had to go poop. So she's doing her business. We'll let her poop in peace. But yesterday, y'all, I came out yesterday to do the yard, to do some yard work. And Eve, it's we're in the hottest part of the year. So I'm in Texas, Eve, if I didn't say that already, but Central Texas, and it gets up to 100 and I don't know, it could be 105 max. It gets pretty spicy here, and like I said, August is the hottest month for us. It doesn't start cooling down to about the end of and then it depends on what you mean by cool down, right? I'd say in the 90s, the high being 98 or so, at the tail end of August. September is when we finally start to see low 90s, upper 80s. And then the nice thing about here, this is the nice thing about Central Texas, the Texas area in general, is that when October hits, October, November, December, those 3 months, that's when you're like so happy to be here because the high is 78, maybe 80. The low is 60, maybe in the early mornings. And it is absolutely beautiful. But yeah. Nor, am I saying your name? Is it Norjean? Is that how you say your name? Norjean? Am I saying that right? Says, I got a glimpse of your LOL compilation. I've concluded that storm and rain are probably working for Missy. Not gonna lie. That thanks for watching that. Yeah, that's a little bit of their comedy. So I tried different things with this channel. I tried music. Like I said, I'm not a great musician, but I do that on the side. It's not my profession or anything, but I've been playing since I was a kid. My parents made me play growing up, and so I still it's still a part of me. So I write some things, but then a lot of the stuff I do, like voiceovers, and I don't know. I kind of give up on doing all this stuff because you work hard, and sometimes people don't appreciate it. Humor is very, very specific to an individual. But yeah, but thanks for watching it. I appreciate it. Mr. Lex Log. It's a beautiful day, Lex Logan. Thank you. It definitely is. A beautiful dog and a beautiful day. Mario the Great says Jesus King. Mr. Howdy Cowboys. It's definitely yeehaw. We're Texans. We're Cowboys. So Eve says I'm in Cali and we haven't had heat, we've had heat, but not like that hot. Yeah, I guess it depends on Eve. What part of California, right? Because I was thinking about San Diego as being like the most perfect place on the planet Earth to live. I know it's not perfect, but you know what I mean. Because they have temperatures in the 70s and 80s, low 80s, almost year round. Such a beautiful place. You have a great voice, Storm. Storm is somewhere back there. I don't know where Storm is at. She does have a nice bark. Unless you're referring to me. I go by TJ, by the way. Yeah. So Eve, thanks for getting me back on track. It's easy to get distracted because you're always trying to accommodate the comments while showing the dogs, while telling a story. You get a little bit off. But so what I was referring to, what I found yesterday is I was getting ready to do some yard work, and I had this door over here open because my lawnmower's over there, and I came in to charge up my lawnmower, and I heard something rustle right next to the wall over there. Turns out it was a copperhead snake, y'all. And I was like, oh my God, my heart little kind of jumped a little bit because I have not seen a copperhead. Now here out in the country where we are in Texas, I always see rat snakes. I see garter snakes all the time. Even little what do you call them? There's coach whip snakes, you know, the nice ones, right? All the little checkered, you know, garter snakes, the ribbons, all those little nice guys, right? I don't mind them. They don't bother me at all. But the copperhead, those guys pack some venom, right? So, and you got to protect your dog when it comes to venomous snakes. So I grabbed that sucker with the grabbers, and I'm sorry guys, I didn't have a place to relocate them, so I just said I couldn't sacrifice, I couldn't, you know, run the risk of my dogs or my family getting bit. So I had to sacrifice him. So I know that's a ethical thing. Some people don't like that. It's probably better to relocate, and I didn't want to put them back in the field over there because I feel like they're just gonna populate and come back here. So I decided to do that. Then, you know, I'm like, okay, that was over with. I'm good. Then I saw a second one by my garden over here, y'all. A second one. It was over there. I've got watermelon plants, and I'm like, okay, all right. Now I'm officially worried. So I come out in the mornings and the evenings, and I check every single day to make sure that there's nothing. Especially for little Missy, you know, she's much smaller than these big dogs. But even the big dogs, I don't want them to get bit. That's, you know, you're asking for a little road of suffering for them. So yeah, no, I heard, you know, but Eve, you and I are think alike, but there are a lot of people who don't think that way. I'm a part of like snake groups because I'm interested in them as you know, identification and stuff like that. So I have a interest in them, and I don't like doing that per se, but I'm just like, if it's between my family or my daughter, my wife, or my dogs, and you know, I'm gonna choose them first over a venomous animal. But that's just me. Um, Never let them go, Jermaine Park said. 1970, nice dog, nice dog. Thank you, 1970, cutie, Cuddy. It's Cuddy, right? Yeah, I meant UTJ. Oh, I appreciate it, Mr. Lex Logan. Appreciate that. What breed is that? JD. This is Connie Corso. He's walking over here. Probably gonna go hang out with the Rottweiler. Let's go see if the Rotty's over here. Yeah, here's the Rotty eating grass. What you doing, Ratty? This is Storm, y'all. So some of the newcomers just showed up. That's Storm over there. I'm not sure why she's eating grass, but there's Storm. Hey, baby, come say hi. Say hi, everybody. Say good morning. Good morning, everybody. How'd you make that for a? How'd you mistake that for a Doberman? I'm not sure what y'all are talking about. No, this is a Rottweiler. If y'all are asked, if that's what the argument is over there. One of mine was bit by a 6-inch copperhead and almost passed. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm really on guard right now. Just kind of make sure, because they, you know, the tall grass back there is not helping. This guy has this field. He used to have a horse, and the horse would come and trample a lot of that grass down. But now it's kind of grown up against the fence line, and so that's a perfect location for snakes to hang out. So I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to him or do my own little thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But either way, I'm not trying to get my dog's bit. You see how she's limping on that back right leg there? Yeah, trying to heal that up. That's a Chihuahua. I just Googled, and copperheads are huge. Yeah, and you know what's even more disturbing? The ones that I got yesterday, the two that I got, they were actually juvenile copperheads. Juveniles have this little green tail. So how you identify copperheads is their pattern on the side is they have these brown Hershey kisses patterns. So it's like light brown, and then this dark chocolatey brown Hershey Hershey Kisses pattern on the side, like little triangles along the side, and their heads are somewhat broad, and they have kind of a light brown head, triangular, you know, very venomous. But come here, Stormy baby, come here. The Connie Corso said he had enough. He went inside the house. I don't know if y'all saw him go in the house. Come here, big girl. We need to get you some. They make these chews, like cranberry chews, I think, for dogs for UTIs. Because my suspicion is this is like at least the fourth time I've noticed since we've been live streaming that she's gone to the bathroom or she had to pee pee. So that it's not, it didn't look like it was bloody. It looks like it was just frequent urination. So there's a couple things to be worried about. Either way, I'm going to have to monitor her. They're not hatched huge. Stumpy, how is that hot single woman going in the what? Going in the neighborhood? You must have saw somebody walking by or something. Okay. Yeah. Linda is asking how old. So she'll be 5 coming up in this November. Or is she 4? Got her in 2000. I'm sorry, she'll be 4 in November. Well, I keep getting their ages mixed up. I have 3 dogs, and for some reason my brain continues to forget how old they are. She's in grass, so she must be feeling sick. Yeah, that's the question, right? Because they eat the grass to help them throw up, and but I wonder if it's something going on with the UTI because she's had frequent urination. I'm just watching her doing the show, and she's gone several times. So we got some work to do. I think you need a alarm system. I just don't know what type. Was that in reference to me or is that somebody else? Yeah, those are nasties here too. Yeah, Trey's talking about the snakes. Dogs can take care of a snake easy. So Norm, the thing about dogs trying to get at a snake, if it's a rat snake, it's probably less dangerous to them. However, the rattlesnake, the copperheads, the cottonmouths, or we call them water moccasins, those snakes or the coral snakes, they can pack some venom. And your dog grabs the snake, and if they're not grabbing the head, even if they grab the head, the snake can still envenomate your dog, and you can have all kinds of nasty medical concerns with your dog. And they need antivenom as fast as possible. So just FYI, if you live somewhere in the country, it's good to know what kind of venomous snakes are around because you want to be on guard. And the second thing you want to be aware of is does your local vet have the antivenom for whatever snakes that are in your area? So you want to have that kind of known beforehand because if it happens, you know where to take your dog. Alarm is for the snakes. Yeah, I hear that. So, I mean, you can do avoidance training with your dogs when it comes to snakes. I'm not sure if you can get them to bark at the snake to alarm that they're around, but I think the avoidance training is good because it teaches them to not be curious and try to take matters in their own hand and get bit and get harmed. So, I recommend it. I've heard other people do it. I haven't done it yet with my dogs, but I think that's a good thing. Yeah, so Norm, that's the garden, the garter, Gerter. The garter snakes are good. They take care of the local population of frogs or whatever that's overpopulating. So they do a service for us. Even the rat snakes. If here's my thought. If you see a rat snake around, I'm like, whatever reason you're here for, I want you here for that reason. Do you know what I mean? So if I happen to have some rats trying to get into my storage room or something, I want that rat snake to go ahead and take care of that for me. And then because they'll move along, they don't really come in and try to take over your house or bite you. They're pretty docile for the most part. You leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. It's the ones that like the coral snake or the copperheads where if you accidentally step on them, they'll bite you. Now if you kind of leave them alone, I think they'll leave you alone as well. But my concern is even like an accidental thing where my dogs are curious and they put their nose down or I step on it, then it strikes out of fear. Even if their head is severed, a snake can bite for another 5 to 10 minutes. Absolutely. So that's a huge point to make. People don't realize that if you chop off the head, that head still has venom in it, and it can still clamp down for whatever reason without even having a total nervous system go involved. Those heads can still envenomate. Envenomate is how you say that word? Envenomate. My English is kind of failing me on the terminology, but you know what I'm trying to say. So don't assume that because you kill the. And I thought about that too. I thought about doing my own avoidance training with the carcass from yesterday, but I was like, nah, these things can still, envenomate. Envenomate, is that the word? Envenomate. You gonna leave me hanging? We can't have a show if all the dogs go inside and start chilling. Thank you. You wanna get some water? You want some water? Let's get some water. Come here, baby. Let's get water. Come on. You don't want the water? Come get some water. No, I know what you did. You stopped right at the edge of the shade from the tree. It's getting too hot for y'all. they are primitive, even if their head is severed. Yep, 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 yep. You want to get some water? Show us how you get water, baby. Come get some water. Let's move this over here. Make sure there's no snakes over here. Come get some water. Licious. Get some water for me. You're not thirsty. Okay. Nobody's thirsty. Who wants water? Get some water. No, she's not. Nobody's thirsty. I know you're thirsty, but see, he doesn't want his feet to get wet. That's why he avoids it. So what I do for him is I'll just here, come here, buddy. Let's get you some water. Here, I'll put his foot up. You want some water? No? He's like, nah. You guys are just messing around. You don't want no water. Anyways, I was trying to show y'all. Usually the Rottweiler is good about getting water when she wants it, but she's not thirsty. I'm actually kind of a little bit worried about her. So it was funny because he went inside, but he went laid right at the door to see if we were going to do anything. And then when we started going towards the water, he came out because he was like, that's how Cane Corsos, though. You probably can see him in the door. Can you see him in the door? Not really. Cane Corsos are very curious, and they don't want to miss anything. So if I'm gonna walk away, pretend like I'm doing something, he'll come out. But yeah, guys, the second copperhead was over here by my garden. Yeah, so how long they can be outside. So these dogs can overheat really, really fast. Yeah, so this is my garden. This is what I'm talking about. Plenty of areas for a snake to kind of hide in. These are my watermelon plants. And I even got a little watermelon there. I don't know if you can see that thing. But, so I come out here every day and I'm, checking, looking for any places for where snakes are hanging out. Because my dogs come over here easily just moseying around and can get bit. But I saw him over on this side over there. But anyways, I just want to show you, see, I knew it. He was going to come out. He's too nosy. He's like, where are you going? Yeah, they're probably hungry. Maybe that's what they're trying to tell me. They want to go inside and eat. They're like, Dad, shut up and go give me some food, because we're not trying to do no YouTube while we're hungry. What's up, boy? Are you hungry? Is that what the problem is? You hungry? All right. Yeah, he's already worked out, so now's the perfect time to feed him. So again, we work out first, we hydrate, then we eat, then we rest and digest for the rest of the afternoon. That's our routines. But yeah, they hug this. So Eve, they hug this tree. So we're very fortunate to have this big tree right here. But this is where they like to hang out because that sun here in Texas is just so brutal. I put that cover over my pool recently, and that's helped create some more areas that they can hang out, close to the pool. But in these hot areas, maybe even underneath the carport over there, these hot areas, they avoid it sometimes because it's just too hot out here. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. He's a Cane Corso. Different topic. I think you're best avoid bringing Storm to the vet because in case she's has something mild and you end up wasting money. So that's always the concern. Is it Norgine? Am I saying your name right? Please tell me, Norgine, because I never seen that name before and want to pronounce it correctly. But that's the question. Do you cause more harm by being too sensitive? If you're too sensitive, you can create a whole host of other things. But in my experience, the vets here, they're pretty good, and they'll let you know, hey, look, you can either do surgery or you can watch and wait. And that's actually kind of the advice that we've already been given by our vet, is that we could either do rest and let that capsule around the knee heal itself, or we can go into surgery. So they gave me the option, and I'm kind of basically, kind of feeling around and seeing if this rest is better than, because the surgery is, even though it's like an immediate fix, there is also a period of recovery and therapy that we have to go through, and it may not be something that we can get through easily, especially when she has a friend over here that wants to play every single day. So it'd be a lot of work. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying that it's no work right now, because it is. I'm having to keep her from running and playing too hard as it is. Close enough to pronouncing it. I'm hoping now. I'm hoping. Okay, all right. Well, Norazine. Hope to you again. I come on every Sunday around about 8:30 or so, just to kind of give everybody an update. I'll get back to posting some short videos eventually, and that's usually like for fanfare kind of stuff, just like, hey, look at this. But my Sundays is when we actually talk about issues and try to spread the knowledge. I'm not a dog trainer or anything like that, but I do try to help bring some awareness to issues that people may need to know if they're trying to get into a bigger breed like that. So that's my goal, at least. So Norjeen, it's good to talk with you. So hope to see you again. Alrighty. Oh, Evie says my dog is about the same age. My dog just turns 4 in April. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so they probably have similar, milestones that they're reaching. So she's getting to the age now at 4 where she's mellowing out, not want to do too much. Like, she still plays rough. Don't get me wrong. My Rottweiler, that is who she is. She loves to play rough, but she is enjoying. Like, I'm enjoying her, like watching TV with us. Like, she'll sit there and watch a show, and as long as there's not dogs doing too much on the TV screen, she'll watch it with us. I don't know what she gets out of it, but she enjoys kind of chilling with us, and we like that at her older age. Him, no, he's not about watching TV. He's like, I got to go outside. And if he hears somebody barking on the TV, he runs outside expecting to see a dog. Chopped dog. Yep. But anyway, guys, I guess I can make this into a short one. We've had a an eventful morning, and I still got some more yard work. I mean, the grass is taking over. I got a lot of weed eating I got to do, because I'm trying to make sure there's no snakes in the grass. You know what I mean? The old saying, snake in the grass. So got to cut this grass down. It's safer for everybody, safer for the dogs, safer for the family. So I got work to do, and it's getting hotter by the minute. Hotter by the minute. And I got to take care of those ants too. Like I said earlier, those ants' paws are growing everywhere, and so ants will bite your dog, and so I got to take care of them first. So thank y'all for hanging out with us. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. We had 72 thumbs up. So thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. If you have time to come back next Sunday, or if you want to try to check out some of we do have some good videos. I'm not going to lie. I've got some that are kind of silly and dumb. Skip over the dumb ones, okay? I've got some cool ones that have got millions of views. Check those out if you want to, and see more of these dogs, more of their quirky stuff, their behaviors, and some of the funny stuff that I've caught on video. We try to make it interesting. Just come back and hang out with us next Sunday. We'll be here at 8:30. All right, y'all. Peace out. You licking your legs, boy? You need a bath? Is that what you need? You need a bath? You take a bath? Oh, you need to take a bath, don't you? I know you hot. You want to go in and get some water? Are you thirsty? You hungry? Oh, that's what it is. You're hungry. I know you're hungry. Tell everybody bye. Say bye. Say peace. I tell them I'll see you next Sunday. See you next Sunday. Yes. Zach B, you missed the show, man. It's Connie Corso for sure. Peace out, everybody.